But you know that's what he do. You know he done did that a couple times.
He have, and I've told him before. I've told him, boy, I don't get no fuck. I'm just like that. Like I don't get no fuck.
Right.
I know that some people will tell me something like they'll be doing something, right? And they'll tell me exactly how much they spent or whatever it is. Yeah. I said, oh man, that's what's up. Then later down the line, they say somehow this price didn't went up there. You know what I'm saying? They didn't tacked on some one of my homies. He like, yeah, I'm buying it. I'm on the phone with him. I'm buying this right now for, I don't know, let's say $100. I talked to him a few months later, a year later, telling me about, yeah, because you remember I bought that for $500. All right, you know what I'm saying? I just mental note. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, you can't out-stunt me. I mean, because I'm not trying to stunt. Like, you live for yourself. Bro. You know what I'm saying? People too busy trying to, I don't give a fuck what kind of car you got, what you doing.
When you got it, you got it. It don't have, like, with people like they say, I was telling my homie this too. The more money you get, the less flashy you start becoming. Because like they say, the more Jay-Z start getting more money, have we been seeing him flashy? This nigga be looking like he's homeless sometimes.
But Jay-Z to me ain't never been like the flashy rapper.
But he had like the chains and stuff. He don't have that shit like really no more.
He didn't really have the chain. He like maybe he had a chain, a boss chain or something. You know what I'm saying? But Jay ain't never to me struck me as like flashy rapper. The flashy rappers to me is them Cash Money niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I was talking to my homie Damo, and we were talking about, because I was telling him, because I guess he got me mixed up and I probably didn't explain it to him, but we were talking about chains. People with a whole bunch of chains on, that's like some little kiddie shit to me almost. Like you got all these Cubans, all these diamonds around, 50 million chains on. Grown, really real grown men do not have all them chains around their neck. They might have one gold chain, one like Cuban or something like that, a nice little chain or a nice little charm or whatever. They might have one on, but they ain't gonna have multiple chains on.
Did you see Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
In Miami?
Yes. Another opposition of, like, to me, he's not really grown because he started like, he always saying that he's wealthy. Why do you have to keep telling everybody you're wealthy if you're wealthy? If you're as wealthy as you say you is and you hang around the people, we ain't never heard Bill Gates and them talking about how wealthy they are. You said you in a room with some of them?
Well, all you gotta do is mention Bill Gates. Like, nigga.
I'm talking about Walmart jeans and all this shit, but you talking about you're wealthy.
He had on like what, 15 chains?
Yeah, like $2.something million.
Well, what Chad Johnson was saying, he had said all that shit I used to wear
fake.
Was fake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was just costume jewelry.
Yeah.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather shit might be just costume jewelry for all I know. I mean, it probably ain't, but
yeah, because he gonna be like, man, and then a lot of people say, I ain't no fake person, so I ain't rocking fake jewelry, nigga. But you fucking that girl with that fake ass, so what the nigga, that's the same. And people are like, that ain't not the same thing. That is the same thing. She's fake. Just like a girl to come in here and say, I'm the realest bitch in here. I'm the realest this.
That pussy real.
But you got 100 fake parts on you. You got a fake butt, fake titties, fake cheekbones. You got shit in there. You done got your lips injected. That's fake. Like, so how real are you? You're not real.
I listened to a podcast. I really wish I remember what podcast this was. And it was a guy that was talking about how he is a fake jewelry dealer.
Are you talking about Raheem the Jeweler?
That might be him. I don't know.
You got that shot $1 million every game. Okay. Raheem the Jeweler.
Yeah, it was.
Raheem the Jeweler.
Yeah, it's like he said he sells celebrities fake jewelry. It looks exactly like the real jewelry.
The man had like $1.2 million of fake watches on the table. And he say most of his customers are all athletes, because he like from out of Philly. He say he got like 10 athletes that's on the Philadelphia. So he got a couple on Philadelphia 76ers, a couple that's on the Philadelphia Eagles too. He got some of them too.
Yeah.
So since we talking about fake and real, I mean, you got something else?
No, I was just gonna say I'm not into that stuff anyway. Yeah,
I think we enjoy it. So since we was talking about fake and all that stuff, right? Yeah. It came up to me like it didn't come up to me, but I always used to think about this. When people always say another person is hating on them, and then the phrase of, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So I'd be like, well, I ain't popping because I don't got no haters. I don't think nobody hate me. And if you do, so what? I don't really care anyway. But just the simple fact of people always trying to think of some haters to motivate them. Or you're like, people always talking about, I got haters and you're hating on this. And they get, say for instance, right, we was just talking about this downstairs. You got a vision for you a cigar lounge that you want to open or whatever like that. I come to you and I be like, man, I don't think that's good or nothing like that. I don't think you're gonna do that or nothing like that. Am I hating or I just don't see your vision?
I mean, my response, I mean, because for me, I probably wouldn't even have asked, not saying you, but I wouldn't even have asked you. So if you just offering up information, that's a hater. Like, to me, I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know, I'm doing my thing and motherfucker pop up like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea for you. Nigga, I didn't ask you. Now, if I would have asked you, hey, bro, what do you think about this? Man, bro, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. And you would have gave me some specifics on why it isn't a good idea for me, then I can probably understand. But just to be offering up information and I didn't ask you, like, yeah, you're a hater.
So
I'm a little torn because if someone's telling me about something, then you're telling me about it because you want to converse about it, right? And if you're a person that's close to me, I feel obligated to tell you whether or not I think what you're doing is a good or bad idea, right? So,
but you said good or bad idea. I'm thinking good or bad idea. The way you talking is like if they trying to hurt themselves. But if they trying to open them up a business, I'm not gonna ever shit on nobody's dreams. Cause I don't know what you dreamed about. So therefore, even if I don't like it, I'm like, bro, you can probably make it work. You can probably happen, anything like that. But also at the same time, everybody don't see your vision. You came to us with about a podcast, right, when we first started. Me and Josh didn't make this up. Me and Jay every day did not make this or say nothing about this.
I'm Josh, by the way.
we didn't say anything about this. But when you came to us, we was like, oh yeah, that might be fire, that might be what. But we didn't have a vision at first. The person that has the vision, everybody else is not gonna, like, God didn't put the vision in their head. Unless if he would have put the vision in their head, they would have thought about it and they would have been leading.
Then I think at that point, then people should keep what it is that they're ambitious about to themselves then. Because you warrant someone else's opinion about what it is that you're talking about when you talk to them about it.
But is it hating if they don't see it?
I think, okay, let me give an example. So that's like, you can do that at any age, right? As long as that's not something, like you said, putting yourself in danger, putting anyone else's life in danger, and you ain't getting in trouble with the law, none of that stuff. 55-year-old rapper.
Bro, go get you a job, B. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a hater. Bro, look here, look at me. Here, Marcus, a.k.a. Marcus. My real name, Marcus. Go get you a job, B. Everybody's hiring. You 50-something years old talking about you a rapper? Nigga, if you 37-year-old and you talking about you finna start rapping. If you over 30 and you talking about, fuck that. If you over 30 and you talking about you finna start rapping and you ain't been started in your 20s, go get you a job, bro. It's okay. It's okay. And you can say if I'm hating on you or whatever, you're trash as fuck because you would have been thought about that a long time ago. You're trying to get that because you want the women, the money, the fame, and all that shit. Yeah. That's why you over 30 trying to rap now. Now, if you already start rapping in your 20s and it carried over to your 30s, okay, man, do your thing. That's your passion. but
I'm not one of them niggas that's okay with niggas rapping in their 20s.
Yeah,
that is a hobby, my man. If your hobby take off, cool.
But yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, I'm a hater then. Fuck you. What Jesus say? What it say?
I ain't no hater, but I'm also a realist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be.
That's what I'm getting.
You know, like, bro, this ain't bringing you, any income. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying it want to take off for you, eventually. But you still gotta go get paid. Shit is due. Yeah. Half you niggas be having kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine, like doing shows here and there or whatever, getting paid $50 and shit. And then, I got kids, Pampers, lights, cell phones, car notes, rent. You just got a plethora of shit and you sitting up here talking about, nigga, you a rapper. Like, that's irresponsible to me. That's irresponsible. It's not being a hater. It's irresponsible. You know what I mean? Even
if you're telling him that he didn't warrant that, like, he's gonna keep doing it. Like, in your example earlier, like you said, like, you just telling him, like, you didn't ask for his opinion in whatever it is that you were doing.
Right. I'm not just gonna tell him that.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole thing. I'm not just gonna tell him that. I'm look at the nigga like he goofy. You know what I'm saying? No, I can't play your mixtape in my car. You feel me? I can't do that. Cause you know why? You got kids. And you know what I'm saying? You got to put all that little kitty shit
to the
right. Right, if you're 55, you got kids my age, but you got kids, put all that to the side, you know, or again, it's like me playing video games, right? I play the game. I don't have no shame in saying that.
No problem.
But
Nigga,
I'm not finna, the game can wait until after I go to work. Because I'm not making money in the, right. I'm not making money playing the game. Now, if you was making money playing the game, cool, I get it. That's, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about money. That's enough to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But me playing the game is more so just to relax, chill. But then I wake up and I go to work. You know what I'm saying?
You don't go in the studio?
And I'm trying to build over there, huh?
You don't go in the studio?
No, I don't go in the studio. I don't go roll up a wood. You see what I'm saying? And go do that. I go to work. And then I come home, then I might go play the video game. You see what I'm saying? It's a hobby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if somebody happen to see my talent while I'm playing the video game and they say, man, you really good. You know what I'm saying? We want to give you a contract or such and such and such and such. All right, well, shit. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that job then.
Yeah.
That's how to me, that's how it would work. Not like I'm finna focus full time on this. Because think about how many people are musicians out here. Think about just like playing a video game.
Homeless musicians.
Homeless, but yeah, well, yeah, you're right. That's a lot of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot of homeless people who have degrees. So, you know, I'm not, but it's just so much competition. You guys are all rapping, a lot of y'all rapping about the same shit. What sets you apart? No, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not taking anything away from your experience, but what sets you apart that the dude on the next block is not rapping about? Like, you saying the same shit.
All right, so I do comedy.
Yeah.
And so people kind of put comedy and music on the same type of, I want to say in the same house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have to say about somebody 50, 60, I'm finna start doing comedy?
But you still gotta have something else to support you too. You can't just be doing comedy. So you gonna just quit everything and start walking around here doing comedy.
People do that.
But if they blow, if you blow, you're like a genius. But if you don't, you're like a dumbass. It's just either or. It can go either way now.
You got a decent, if you 55, you got a decent 401k.
That's what I was going to
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine like, man, I'm finna really go make it. Like,
and rapping is a young man's game. Like you got like these rappers be popping off at 17, 18, 19 years old. Bro, you 55.
the same with,
You got grandkids out here, bro.
same with selling drugs. Like, nigga, I'm not finna be the corner boy for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm approaching 30. Like, nigga, like, hey, we ain't selling ounces or nothing yet. We ain't.
Nigga, you should be selling bricks.
What I'm saying, ain't no gradual. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna.
Hey, FBI, U.S. Marshals, all that. We do not sell drugs. we work for
perspective.
I get IRS. I got.
Well, my shit passed the statute of limitations.
like
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't, ain't what? You know what I'm saying? I ain't do nothing either. I just, you know, there's a little weed here and there.
But like, but like, yeah.
My shit was smoking though, boy. I hit that. boy, I hit that. I hit that. And I ain't even smoke my own shit. That's the crazy part, man.
Hey, but back to the hater part. To me, a hater is it's like a person. Go ahead. Go.
No, go ahead.
I'm just tell my definition real quick.
We might say the same thing. Go ahead.
To me, a hater is a person that can stop you from doing what you're trying to do. Now, if I just give you my opinion and give you some life lessons about like you know, I ain't really like that or I don't see your vision, that's different. But if I tell like, okay, say like we talking about go back to the cigar lounge we talking about. You tell me your cigar lounge or whatever like that, and I be like, man, fuck that nigga. I don't like that. Start eating the banana like the nigga was on what you call it? Belly. Yo, on Belly. You know, I don't like that shit. I go, you trying to get your permit. I go in there and say something to them, stop you from getting your permit.
Ooh, that's hate.
Or I go in there and stop you because you found the place. You told me you found the place. I go in there and tell them, man, you know this nigga used to sell weed and drug dealer and shit, right? Nigga gonna be running drugs at your shit. Now that's hating because I'm stopping your progress.
I think that's hating on another level.
That's another.
But to me that's hating.
That's
I think words in general. No, yeah.
Spiteful.
Yeah.
But that's just, to me, that's how I would define, because it's stopping your impediment of you doing something.
But you never know how many times somebody has spoke negatively in someone's life that stopped and impeded them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so they hate you.
Right. Just kind of spoke like telling you, I don't think you could do it. Imagine having a parent, you know what I'm saying, and a parent beating down your, you know what I'm saying, your chest or your throat or whatever, and saying, you know what, you stupid, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they hating on you because they stupid.
Yeah.
They 35 trying to rap.
But no, what Will said, and I think it's what I think we all agree on is the question is, when it comes to the 55-year-old rapper, if you start something at the age of 55 or...
Damn, we just shitting on rappers like motherfucker. Keep going, though. We should shit on them.
I mean, look at the ratio, though. Like, the amount of people that actually be successful from trying to become a rapper versus the amount of people that go broke or don't be successful in pursuit of a rap career.
You know we need to start shitting on, too, though? YouTube motherfuckers who starting this TikTok and shit. They want to be a TikToker now.
Man.
They going
but,
man.
When Will said if a 55, Will said he's in comedy, and then he said if a 55-year-old man said he wants to start doing comedy, the question is, and I think that's what we're all getting at, what we all agree on is your bag secured, right? And that's really what it comes down to. And if your bag is secured, I mean, good luck to you. But
to me, it shouldn't stop the way you're providing for your family. If you have a family, you got a dream, bro. It's just gonna be that much harder because you still have to provide for your family. So I know I'm the breadwinner of my family and all that shit. So if I want to go, say, start rapping, it better not stop me from paying these bills and shit.
Right.
It better not start coming for shit getting cut off and I gotta go get it cut back on and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't give a shit what you're doing. Like, just straight up and down. Like, if you ask me about it, I got an opinion. I got an opinion for everything. You know, I'm judgmental. I judge shit. You know what I'm saying? Because people act like, oh, that's judgmental. I don't do. He's a fucking lie. Everybody judges everything. You thought about what the fuck you was gonna wear today. That was a judgment call. You thought about which way you was gonna go. Thought about which girlfriend you wanted to get. That's a judgment call.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck. After, you know what I'm saying, you tell me shit, I'm on doing my thing. I'm trying to do my thing. But, you know, I might look at you a certain way, like, damn, this motherfucker, you know, he doing X, Y, and Z. You don't want to take care of his kids or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to, you know, while you doing the rapping, you can get that overnight gig at the Walmart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's more so respect. But at the end of the day, if you don't, I don't give no fuck. That's all I'm saying. If you become rich and a millionaire, oh man, he doing good, boy. I'm proud of him. But I don't give no fuck. That's how it all boils down. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I want everybody to do the best they can. I don't want to see nobody out here bogus, so I wouldn't be hating. But again, I don't give no fuck.
It's a fact. I'm one of them too. I don't give no fuck. My fuck be looking at me crazy. Talking about, you just don't care about shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Because last thing I have to say about this particular thing is like with your example with the hater, like that's almost love. Like at a certain point when you go out of your way to sabotage somebody's progression, like you gotta have some sort of feelings towards it. That's what they say. Hate is
love
just
and love.
Jealousy at this.
Yeah,
that's that to me. What I was just describing. Your life gotta be fucked up if you
is love and jealousy.
Yeah, like jealousy.
You calling me Drake?
That's some shit that. You really got your life really got to be fucked up if I'm going out my way to make sure you don't get permits.
Right. That's
you don't get shit that you trying to go for. Where like that don't have nothing to do with you.
You know what that sound like? That sound like white supremacy right there, boy.
Some haters. They some haters.
They are.
They some haters.
You know, I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. That's what it sound like. All that redlining and shit. You know, saying we're doing X, Y, and Z to make sure niggas don't become who they supposed to be in life. It's like, damn, y'all some haters. But
hater is to me is the person that's sitting back, seeing your progression and is jealous of your progression, so they try to push negativity off of your life.
No doubt.
That's true.
Right. Welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. It's your man Spaces.
This your boy Maul.
It's Jay every day.
It's Black History Month, fellas. What's going on, man? Wait, this is our first episode for.
Hey, and we apologize because we black as fuck too. Like if you really look at some of our everyday things. We some black motherfuckers. Like, we do some black shit. We do black shit. But, man, it's just life, man. It's just been life.
Life is...
Oh, you know what? Life is full of distractions. And in February, in Black History Month, they normally pull out all the distractions. So, as you can see, we had the Super Bowl. We had the All-Star game. And now we're at war. You know, or...
Russia want to start dropping bombs
you see what I'm saying? This is all during Black History Month, right? So, we don't get to talk about anything. First of all, let me speak. Appreciate our sponsors. We got the Will Hill Show.
Yes, sir.
We got the 1448 Bacon Company. Black owned. Let me throw on some black owned colognes for you too. You know what I'm saying? To get you smell good on. Because let me say this. You know what I'm saying? The way I feel like the way a person or especially a man they can set themselves apart is to smell differently from other men. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you go to regular Marshalls and all that shit and pick up some shit off the rack. you know, you smelling like thousands of other people out there. So,
and sometimes, nigga only smell like some motherfucking deodorant in the backwoods.
See, well, guess what? You still smelling like 1,000 other motherfuckers out there because niggas are smelling like deodorant in backwood. Sometimes not even deodorant, just backwood. You feel me?
Backwoods, yeah, it smell like you feel me?
This is about Sean Crenshaw. You know, it's called Ovation, right? We got another one called Brass and Soul. It's about an actual fellow YouTuber, Justin Copeland. Just wanted to put that out there. You know, you can see the bottle. I don't know if you can see it from there, but
hey, and everybody who cologne who he's mentioned, man, feel free to hit us up on one of these Gmail accounts because we are taking sponsors and stuff like that.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. We are taking sponsors, but the shit smell good, and I don't give a fuck if you don't.
But that's the beauty of it. Now, if you want to go a little extra, you want to, you know, because you didn't tell us to do this or anything, we throwing you the plug. Hey man,
y'all absolutely not doing nothing for me. I'm just showing love because it's Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
it's kingsdomain@gmail.com, right?
kingsdomain3@gmail.com.
And this is also
kingsdomain@gmail.com.
This is Southwide Fair, right? And they got a host of different fragrances and stuff out there.
Wanna stand them up?
Yeah, we can stand them up. And
put that ovation in the middle, but that ovation hidden though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Also, we got I want to shout out Evan Alexander. That's a Black-owned bearded care. You know, a lot of times people ask you, hey, what you put in your beard or something like that. So Evan Alexander, you can probably go to evanalexander.com. My accountant, Black-owned, Whitfield and Associates, LLC.com. You know, again, none of this stuff is sponsored.
None of it.
They don't, you know, necessarily believe in the same thing I believe. And if they do, cool. If they don't, cool. But, you know, those are just Black-owned businesses that I thought I should.
We fuck with. So. And if we don't fuck with you, we're not saying that we don't fuck with you. We just don't know what your product is. And even if we don't like your product and we don't like how you do, we're not gonna give you no bad review or nothing. We're just not gonna mention.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not gonna just shit on you like that. We're not gonna hate on you like that. Some people are.
Well, it's not hating. If I tried your product, I could review your shit.
Yeah.
And if I don't like it, I will say it.
Okay, so since we on the thing,
you got a Black-owned that you want to mention?
No.
Okay.
I had my David Banner hoodie. I was feeling weird, but I had it in one episode. So, and I can't keep wearing you Nike motherfuckers.
By the way, I got the FAMU. I got the FAMU on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm wearing black tees and white tees from now on, unless y'all pay us for some of that shit. Y'all didn't get no more. I wear that shit outside here, not on camera.
In light of Black-owned business, this head wrap that I run, I wear every week is from a Black-owned business called King's Crowning. I just happened to find them. I found them during Christmas time. You know how all the ads pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Black-owned King's Crown, and it's very, very, very comfortable, very affordable.
And they have scarves and shit for women.
They got. I think it's primarily for men, but it's unisex. Because I mean, a woman or a man can wear this.
I'm gonna probably get that as a gift for my
They also have actual caps. Mm-hmm. They have winter hats. It has the plus side of it is a satin lining on the inside.
Oh, okay.
So it's meant to protect your hair. You know what I'm saying? Not all the cotton jabs or do-rags that we're used to. Cotton, it essentially pull your hair out and all this. But yeah, King's Crowning, check them out.
Okay, I had a question too because we on Black History Month. We doing the black things right now. Overlook the whole black as a culture, as everything. Mm-hmm. And what's one thing that you think about all the time that you can probably change? If you can change it or do it and everybody will follow it, what would you do?
One thing that I would change
about our black culture, our black community, or whatever like that. Just change, okay, say for instance, like we was talking about the other day, how we don't support each other.
Yeah.
Would you can change it, and how would you change it, and what would you do if everybody would follow what you said?
Shit, first I would follow just something simple, and it's probably controversial or whatever, but black. Calling ourselves black. I mean, I get it. That's the classification, so I'll kind of roll with it anyway. But, I mean, you can take a preschooler or whoever, children that's younger, and pull out a crayon, and they'll be able to see that we're closer to brown. Even my man Maul, you know what I mean? He's closer to brown than he is the color that, you know what I'm saying, the mic there. So, I have a real, because to me the classification of what we're being called black, it's been changed so many times, right? So we've been free people, slaves. You know what I'm saying? It was Negro, colored, African American, black. Like, I think we've been the only group of people that had all these status changes. So we would have. I mean, we're the brown people. Like, you know what I mean? When they talk about black and browns, shit, we're the browns.
Yeah. So okay. So now, you finished? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna piggyback off your question. What would you? So you said that's the brown you want to do to the brown. So how would you change it, and how would you implement it? What should we do to change it?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think you would have to start with your children, right? So I mean, it's not anything that's gonna take. You know, it's not an overnight thing. Yeah. So it's really just starting with your children. It's fine, and maybe getting maybe some politicians on board that are brown as well, and have some different legislation that's written, because it's all about the words. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just being called black, I feel like it's just like a negative connotation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always something negative when it comes to black, even when they're not speaking about black people specifically. It always sounds like when they're using black or dark, or you know what I'm saying,
something that's evil.
Something evil is always something like, and I just feel some type of way about it. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, versus when we speaking about, you know, the other end of the spectrum, which is white. And then again, that goes with the duality of the situation, is that, you know, the good and the bad, the white and the black, right? So yeah, I would start with my children and at least let them know, you know what, of course you're brown. Yeah. You know, but under the system that we're in, we're considered black.
Right, okay. You got one?
No.
You don't have one?
I have to think about it a little bit.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go.
Okay.
My boy Jay every day say this all the time. I will change us getting on code. And I don't mean that, when they say black people ain't modern effort. No, we're not. But we should have some type of, we should at least have one rule that no matter what, and no matter how dark you is, where you come from, if you black, we should abide by this one rule. Mm-hmm. Shit, we should have like 10. You go by that shit in the Bible, 10 commandments. We should have some rules that we go by, a code that we stand by and we stand for and we won't stand against.
Right.
You feel me? Like we always like, and I know I'll be taking up for this too, but like when black people kill other black people, it's like it's okay. It shouldn't be okay. That motherfucker shouldn't be allowed back in our community. He should be exercised. Get his family, get them the fuck out. I heard Willie D say this shit. Get him the fuck out of here. Like, he gotta go. He can't be in our thing killing other black people. Either you get the fuck on or you gotta die. You and your family, your mother, them too, because they know who you was. They gotta go. Your whole little bloodline gotta go. They gotta go. And people always say, you shouldn't do people like that. Well, y'all need to tell on who this dude is. He need to be in jail somewhere, but he shouldn't be coming back over here. We having no barbecue because he killed somebody. And it's okay because you like him so much. But what about the person he just killed? It was a whole bunch of people that liked him. So I'm just saying, as my one thing, is we need to get on code. I don't know what it is. I'm not say I'm the black whisperer or the black speaker for everybody or whatever like that. But I'm just saying, I know I can follow in line to follow some type of code. And people always, and then another thing too is with us who, why we don't want to really fall in line, because everybody want to be a leader. Like, you're not, like, if you got to say you're the leader, you're not the leader. Like, if I go to your house right now, whatever, I ain't got to know you the leader of your house. Everybody going to be looking at you because you're going to be leader. You ain't going to never say you the leader. But we know you the leader of your house.
No.
And then people be talking about, I want to be the leader. Nigga, you barely can read. And comprehend, so how you going to lead? Now, you can't even have a baby by one woman and stay with that one woman and I kind of stick this shit out. But you around here, like, it's just, I know I'm going all off topic, but we should have some type of code with ourselves. We shouldn't be around here just doing any and everything to each other. We should have some type of code where at least we follow. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Fall in line, though, nigga.
That's the difference between us and, you know what I'm saying, just black culture, even in the United States in general, American culture, but in other cultures, you know what I mean? Like, if you talk about those Eastern cultures or whatever, like, they, you know, they may not adhere or want to adhere to certain rules or policies, but when it comes, it is what it is. And over there, the difference is over here, we don't have a way to hold anybody accountable. Versus over there, they'll kill you. You see what I'm saying? You get out of code, you get out of pocket. Like, all right, the price of you getting out of pocket is death.
Beheaded.
You know, beheaded, whatever, chopping off hands, whatever we gotta do. So that's our problem over here is we just don't have a way of checking that.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I've had too many options. Facts.
Yeah.
I was kind of getting the thought together, but you kind of said what I was kind of thinking. Yeah, getting on code with each other, building a community. You know, so rebuilding the community that we lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I would change the kind of restructure the mindset, I would restructure our spending habits. I research it all the time, and I keep looking at. I just Googled the value of the black dollar.
Yeah.
And I believe I said this before on the podcast. We spend $1.6 trillion a year.
I don't spend that, but I'm part of that. Cause I've been working on my finance. I'm trying to get it in line. Though. I'm not as bad as most people.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get even better. I'm trying to get like perfect.
Yeah, me too. I'm a part of that 1.6 trillion too. Like I have terrible. I sometimes worse than others. I have terrible spending habits. But the thing is, what do we have to show for that 1.6 trillion? Even when we got that the little stimulus, packages or whatever, however you want to phrase it, whatever. What did people do? Oh, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people do. They lined up at jewelry store. They lined up at
Gucci.
the Pandora. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the door, people still fighting. Went to go buy shoes and clothes instead of finding a way to, reallocate those funds to building and owning something that we can say is ours.
Awesome. So, what would you say they should do with the money?
Refocus it back into our community directly, so we can have something to say that is ours. Like we get in Chicago. In Chicago, we have Chinatown. Mm-hmm. Like, where's the black equivalent to that?
Ain't none over this country. If you look in the whole United States, you go by city, state by state, town by town. It's and all the major towns. You have a little village. You have a little Cuba. You have a little Havana. You have a little Russia. You have a little China. You have a little Hungaria. You I don't even know if that's a country. Yeah, but all them, any country that's not part of the United States, you have that little town in one of these big old cities. Yeah. No, it's not, and it's only in the big major cities. Like if you go to New York, you have a lot of shit like that. Yeah. You go to Florida, you go to California, all the major cities have shit like that, but we don't.
And why? You know why?
We talk about crack.
No.
It seems like every time we do decide to have something like that. I mean,
government hate on us.
Yeah, I mean, you think about.
It don't need to be the government. It'd be another nigga.
Think about. No, I'm just saying. You think about the history of it. Like you had your Black Wall Streets, right?
Yeah, they bombed that.
But Black Wall Street wasn't the only Black Wall Street. You had Wilmington. You had Gainesville. You had Columbia, Tennessee, which is called Main Slide. But you had so many different, black people trying to do things, or whatever, and it was sabotaged.
Yeah, they was fucking us up.
Yeah,
they was really fucking us up for doing that shit.
Systemically, right?
Yeah.
That's outside force coming in, right? But then, from my eyes, this is my perspective. We have all those other little Italy. That's because those people chose to come here. Mm-hmm. So when they choose to come here, what they do? Link up with people who came here already. Right. That wasn't necessarily the case for us. You know what I'm saying?
Already here, fucked up.
Yeah, we just moved around and dispersed as that, but we did. We had, like you said, all these places. Central Park was.
Yeah, Central Park.
They built all. Y'all heard about.
They took that, and it was another area they flooded on purpose and to make a man. You know what I'm saying?
It was in Tennessee, I think. They flooded.
Yeah, the one they flooded. Yeah. So like we did it. We had it. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to it, but we got to get past the passed down trauma of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you can pass down trauma generation to generation. So our grandparents might have seen the downfall of all of that and passed that down to our parents. Yeah. Let's just focus on ourselves. Yeah. And now we are in the reconstruction period of it, where we're going to teach the next generation to get together. It's unfortunate we had to repeat the cycle, but I'm glad to see that we are at least getting back to where we should be going. Right. But our shit was sabotaged systemically.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe you're seeing something that I don't. Like, I don't really see a lot of
When you talking about here in Chicago? Probably
Chicago,
not, but more so. I mean, there's pockets even in the city, man. There's pockets, and like if you go down to Bronzeville and stuff like that,
Like
Hyde Park, exactly, 53rd,
black owned.
all that. I mean, yeah, most of that's black owned. I mean, shit, you got Atlanta. I mean, the shit Solomon Gomorrah, but you know what I mean. But they are doing their thing down in Atlanta. Yeah.
Carolina turning that way too, though.
Yeah, Charlotte has so
Raleigh,
Houston, Dallas.
Because I legitimately don't know.
But you know what it is too, though. When we do get it, and when it do start popping like Atlanta, you gotta protect it at all costs. Even if it's them sending us to come destroy our shit.
Yeah.
You gotta protect that. Like, don't let nobody destroy that shit, and don't be just because another big business. Because okay, I say this all the time, and I don't know much about business. Maybe somebody gonna school me about business or whatever. I don't think the dude should have sold BET to me, in my opinion. That shit should be still, because like, okay, say when all these black creators and motherfuckers with mad content, shouldn't they all that shit be like, it shouldn't be no doubt in my mind that all Tyler Perry shit should be on BET. Even though it is now, but it should be owned by a black person. All Winfrey Oprah shit should be, but she got her own network, but it should have been, we should be taking our shit to BET. Like all these podcast shows should be on BET.
I feel like BET wasn't doing shit for the black community.
I understand, but it still was ours though.
That wasn't mine. That was his.
No,
I mean, because I feel like he wasn't. If you're not doing nothing for me, then that's your shit.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
See what I'm saying? I feel like the problem with places like Atlanta is that you have black people come down there where everybody turns into a fashion show. It turns into niggas trying to outshine niggas.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it turns into versus building. Like you get to a certain plateau and then niggas just want to outshine. Niggas is, creating businesses just to get Benzes. You know what I mean? Like
everybody want to show up with a Lambo.
Right.
Oh, I got a Rolls Royce.
Because you got to outshine somebody.
Mine costs 2.4 or mine costs 2.5.
And then that's not what it was. To me, that's not what, a community is about. Of course, everybody, most people want to look nice or whatever, but it's like, damn, who got the Balenciagas on? Who got the, Mason Margielas on? Huh?
Ugly ass sneakers.
Yeah, anything. Like, you're wearing shit because it's, I mean, just because of the name, but you're not, like, that shit ain't quality. That shit ain't quality. That's the same shit they sell at Walmart.
Bro.
Speaking of Yeezy boots. The Yeezy boots, but just, I don't like shopping at Walmart, personally. I don't give a fuck how low the prices is. Like, that's like my last resort, because I don't like the customer service. I don't like how it look around that motherfucker. So, I prefer to shop mom and pop anyway if I can. I don't mind the little markup. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because people spend their money on whatever anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why not just spend it on better customer service? And, but that's the deal, like, when like you just said, like, you got to protect the things at all costs. So when you got like a big box store or something that come in, or even in your neighborhoods where you allow, what plagues a lot of Chicago neighborhoods is that you got those, what the fuck, like the strip malls, the little mini strip malls and shit like that, and then you got the liquor stores at every little strip mall. Like that plagues our black community. Like, you got to look at your aldermen in those situations, because your aldermen they basically have to agree to let them in.
Like, you got to give them a permit, right?
And they got to give them the permit. So you got to look at them and like, why are you steady, letting them in? Store, yeah. So then you got to blame yourself because you steady voting the aldermen in.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? We got to I mean, this is KNoWKi podcast. We got to take accountability.
You got to hold everybody accountable for that shit. And and like you say, that's a trickle down effect that people didn't probably even notice. No. Because I didn't really think about it until you just said it. Then it started, the aldermen do this and that. But it didn't dawn on me to how it was broken down just till you just broke it down.
Go to the white people neighborhoods. You know what I mean? You go out to Brook or whatever the fuck. They got a main liquor store. You know what I'm saying?
Closed at 9 o'clock.
It's closing, right? You better get your shit. They ain't got too many fifths. They ain't got too many half pints. They ain't got too many pints. You gonna buy that shit as a fifth and get up out of there. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. Right? And like you said, they close at 9. It look clean around there.
Ain't nobody hanging around no corners.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to talk to nobody behind the glass. They not all the way up here and you down here as a customer. Cause see, that's a psychological thing. You guys ever notice that? When you go to some places or whatever, they sitting all the way the fuck up here. They standing up here talking to you down there. They only do that shit in the black neighborhood.
Superiority.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I don't support none of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those are things you got to look at. They acting like that. Who the fuck? I mean, like everything's behind you. So who the fuck you looking down at? I'm not stealing shit. Yeah. Everything around here is glass. What the fuck?
Oh, you got something?
No, go ahead.
You should go ahead and go with your question.
All right, cool.
Because it rolls right into that. It rolls right into that shit.
Cool. So I mean, it might not, initially it may not sound like it kind of go with it, but for me it does. Yeah. All right, so you guys saw the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a pretty good, decent Super Bowl.
Saw the Super Bowl.
Wait, before you go, Will, did you want to see about what you would change about the black community, anything like that?
I mean, it's like you said, man, getting on some type of code, man.
Okay.
And then it rolled right into them in Atlanta, man. Killer Mike and T.I.
Yeah.
Bro, they buying land, G. They
own it. Yeah, they is owning a lot of that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike.
Jeezy too. People low key don't know Jeezy own a lot of them motherfucking like skyscrapers and them town crips. Jeezy got his hand in a lot of that shit.
Them Chinese bagging them up.
They're like, man, Walker Falker got a farm. He teaching niggas how to farm, how to grow your own shit. Once we get back into that, we're self-sustained. What the fuck can you do then?
Right.
Like,
but we get it though. We have to protect it at all costs.
See, and
we
now
have to.
But the sabotage that we seen back in the '60s will have to be. I want to say more secret. You know what I'm saying? In the 50s and 40s, man, they could just go in and tear the shit up. That's what I was thinking about in my head, it ain't the same. This is not the same. Well, white people get prosecuted for doing crimes against black people now. Not at the rate that it should be, but it fucking happens. Right. So, you take the win where you can. So, but with that being said, if they're going to tear it down now, it's going to be a hell of a fucking challenge. Y'all already done put us back further than we already were. Right. But when cause they know, once we get our shit together, they fucked up. Yeah. Like,
and I mean, I also think about when we mentioned Atlanta. Like, I listened to T.I.'s podcast before it got taken down for what was going on. But I listened to him, like conversations between him and Killer Mike and what the stuff that they were trying to do. I'm like, yo, this is fantastic.
No, Killer Mike one of them true ones. He a true one.
1,000%.
He a true one.
So let me ask you this: so you be listening to snitches?
I knew he was gonna say that. I was trying to wait till he come. I thought you saw me look at him. I knew he was gonna come with it.
I mean,
I feel you.
I just listen to the content.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny?
I ain't finna try to listen to John.
You don't fuck with kills, but you listening to snitches.
Nah, we gonna be fighting, man. Allegedly. Allegedly. Because he gonna come out to all three of us. Allegedly.
You fuck with Michael Jackson, but you don't fuck with Kills.
Allegedly.
That's tough.
Allegedly.
Different thing. Keep that thought. We gonna reach that because I got something.
Different things are different genders. You know what I'm saying? My God. That's the problem.
But no, said when I think about Atlanta, I think about like this YouTube podcast that I listen to almost every morning, where they talk about how I think it was Lenox Mall, where they have a security check in the mall because of the amount of violence that happens in the mall.
And Lenox supposed to be kind of upscale, ain't it?
I don't know if it's Lenox Mall.
It's Forest City.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
I don't know, but I'm saying like.
And it's Forest City. The way they be talking about, like you, like I thought it was.
Yeah, they be talking like I ain't never been to Lenox.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody talks.
They talk like that's the shit down there. All right.
They talk about it like it's some sort of mecca, right? Like,
I guess
okay, it may be in some parts, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a gradual progression. You know what I'm saying? Like people just started like just getting on code recently. Within these last maybe 5-10 years about trying to do something different and build a community and all that. But I don't think that one of my major concerns and thought processes about this is the opposition don't need to really do the things that they did on like Black Wall Street anymore because they can get other people that look like us to sabotage it for them.
Yeah, that's true. That was the whole plan.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like that goes along with what you were saying with getting on code, right?
We gotta start like
I mean the Sambos.
Sambo.
But we gotta start holding motherfuckers accountable though. Like us as a community, like just because you like him, and he so called killed his ops, that motherfucker still had family, mother, father, and like Charleston White saying, I was looking so like about this shit. Like, bro, we sitting up here, don't crucify them for rapping about this shit and saying they smoking dead ops. When them are people, kids and shit too though. Like, just because he a more popular rapper, you gonna take his side and you think that person deserve what they got? Like I always said too back in the day, we always talking about free these fucking rappers when they sit up here doing crime, and then some of the quote unquote celebrities talking about free them too. But what about the crime that they committed though? It's okay for them to commit that crime, right? Oh, so they can get away with that. We're gonna free them. They're gonna get away with that crime. Oh, now you're gonna grow up and be a better man, but it's no accountability for what he did. He don't gotta pay his debt to society. He don't gotta,
That's real good into what I'm talking about.
He don't gotta do none of that shit no more, right?
Right.
But man, yeah, we're gonna keep it moving or whatever.
Yeah, just real quick. Now, this because I don't want to make this into a reparations.
Yeah.
But as far as reparations, all right, cool. Don't cut the check.
Okay.
Give me the land.
Facts.
Okay.
I take the land over the check anyway, though.
Right. So, because you remember, I feel like you had a problem with the check, the money wise. So give me the land.
Okay.
And what would is there any discrepancy with that?
If that's what you want, no, there's not.
That's better than the check.
The full 40.
Yeah, you give me the full 40. I take the. I mean, even though you should be giving me more than 40 acres in the mule, you know what I'm saying?
40 acres is
that's a lot of land.
That's a lot of fucking land.
You should be really paying. Really, first of all, this is my shit anyway, right? So you shouldn't be giving me shit like this. My shit, right? But since that's the route we gotta go, just give me the 40, right? Yeah, everybody the 40. Cause I mean, what's the problem?
Bro, 40 acres is a lot of acres.
Hold on.
You ain't never ran across America and was like, who the fuck gave you this shit? They weren't here. Who gave you this? The government gave you this shit.
I think about that all the time. Like, who was the first person to own this shit? Or who shit was this was?
You watch Ozark.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The family, what's the family? The farm family?
What's their name?
Them motherfuckers, right? They say, oh yeah, this is all our shit.
Yeah.
How did y'all get it?
That was somebody who was indigenous, somebody who was aboriginal to this land. That's not your shit.
It's bothering me now. I need to know.
Right? That's what the fuck. That's my shit. But since we gotta go through this process, let me get the 40 acres. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget my mule.
And don't forget my mule. Since it's a mule, just make it a Porsche. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause
or Ferrari.
Snail.
Yeah, anything with a horse.
Snail.
Yeah.
Ford too.
Yeah. Give me a Mustang. I take it. I get my own goddamn horse or whatever, mule, whatever fuck I need. But
I'll take that 40 acres though. You can keep that money. Give me them 40 acres.
Yeah, I'll take that because shit.
Because boy, once motherfucker get the building on that 40 acres, how the fuck do we get them niggas them 40 acres? Oh Lord, have mercy. They taking over everything.
So yeah, you can give me that, and that's as far as the reparations.
I don't really have issue with that. I mean, my concern, what I was really getting at was, assuming that you want money, right? Whoever wants money, it's either getting the money on the front side where they just cut the check and just give it to you, or they just give you the money on the back side and just knock it off of whatever it is, large expenses that you have. That's all I was saying. But then I also think about, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up because I thought about this after our conversation. I just said that we have a $1.3 trillion spending habit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I think about is when I see, I think a lot of times they speak to the greed that's inside of a lot of people, right? When I see that, I see their pupils turn to dollar signs because they're thinking about all the different things they can buy and fill up their closet with, you know what I'm saying, fill up their driveway with, that they can get from stores and stuff. Not on the aspect of trying to do something long term and build some sort of generational wealth with it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm to an extent, to that extent, more on the side of knocking it off of on the back end because they give you $100,000, right? All you're gonna do is spend $100,000 and not do anything with it to put yourself in a position where you won't need another $100,000. It's gonna do the opposite. You're gonna spend all that money, and then be like, government, give me another $100,000.
Okay, so if they knock it off on the back end, say for instance, I got a credit card, right? $100,000 limit. They clear that up. So now I still got $100,000. Now I'm looking. I mean, if I'm that type of person, that's my mentality as far as when it comes to spending.
Yeah.
Right? I just spend.
Yeah.
I got $100,000 worth of debt. You wipe that out. Oh, we're gonna take that debt away from you. All right. But now I got a zero balance of $100,000. Why wouldn't I continue to go spend? To me, it's not gonna stop anything. Versus you just cutting the people the check, and y'all just shut the fuck up.
Right. Whoever don't do it right,
Yeah.
collateral damage.
Yeah, ain't nothing else to talk about.
That's not what happens, though, right? That's not what happens. That's what I mean when it speaks to the greed of people, because you're a man of the Bible, right? You
Absolutely. Well, I'm a man of the scriptures. Absolutely.
Book of Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
The story we know about the people being Moses freeing the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people don't know that happened multiple times.
Right.
So the people were like, free us from our bondage, free us from our strife, from our masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moses free them. Mm-hmm. Guess what happened? They got themselves in that same situation. Moses had to free them. Get themselves in the same situation. It happened over and over and over again. And what I'm saying is, I see a vicious cycle of, give me $100,000. Give me another $100,000.
It's not give me. It's what's old. I think that's the difference. It's not give me. If you're gonna give me what's old. You see what I'm saying? It's not you just a government handout. Like, hey, you know, I'm owed this. My people. I don't give a fuck how long ago. I'm owed that.
This ain't no stimmy.
No, this ain't no stimmy. That's give. Give me what's mine.
Okay, so
and that's how I look at it. It's mine.
Okay, so.
And you saying you holding it back because I don't want you to do. You know, look, man, I know I owe you. You know what I'm saying? But I see you out here, man. You're down bad. So when you get yourself up by your bootstraps, I'm gonna go ahead and break you off some.
You got something you want to add before because I got I thought I had another point. I just lost it.
Oh, I got a part to the reparations.
Okay.
Who gets it and who don't?
That was different. You just reminded me. So you said it's owed to me, right?
Yeah, me. Yeah, I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if you want your portion. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like you don't want yours. So I'll take his 42. You know what I'm saying? He don't want his. Because he's making shit.
I want 50%.
Oh, you want 50? I ain't with shit. Yeah, right. And Will, you want some of his? My man sound like it. Yeah. And then when he get himself up by his bootstraps, you know what I'm saying? We go ahead and give you a piece of what you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get it all.
You get a male meal, you get a female meal, so y'all can make more.
Oh yeah, we wanna make some money.
Okay, so what if we find so everybody jumps on that bandwagon of our people were slaves.
They already have.
Everybody
they already
jumps on that, right?
Yeah.
What if people do this Ancestry.com and find out they're not the descendants of?
You can't do Ancestry.com. It's gonna have to be people who are way more intelligent than me to come up with a way to define. You know, coming up. I mean, you can look through records. It's devil like white folks take records of everything. Let's not act like, you know what I'm saying. You can do some digging and shit. They take records of everything. So you could do some digging and enough to find out that, okay, well nigga, like your people literally came from Africa, like back in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? You're not entitled to none of this. Or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm getting at. And that's one thing I think about when I hear people talk about they had us slave for this amount of years. Like, how do you know that? Have you done any kind of research to prove that your ancestors were victims of slavery? Or are you just jumping on a bandwagon because that's the popular thing to say?
Go by them last names, bro. You know them last names, bro.
Oh yeah, boy. Hey, boy, I ain't gonna give you my last name. I just gave you my first. I don't need niggas out here googling me. But there's a lot of white people that look like me. Well, got my last name rather. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, yeah, I mean, I got
last names.
But that doesn't even. But you know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily denote that
that's
you can't.
ours.
Yeah.
and is that even a reliable source? Because you know one of the distraction tactics that was used against black people was to give them one name that's not their name.
I'm talking about George.
Like they'll say your name is
all our names. Every one of us sitting in this room, these aren't our names.
Right. So how do we know that we're descendants? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that's a conversation and a topic I feel like people who getting paid way more than what I'm saying is give me my motherfucking money. I'm not saying right. I know I'm not, nigga, I know, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't come from no other motherfucking place. I know that, right? Like, again. So somebody else, they have to deal with whatever the consequences is. I just know for me. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, you not from here or some shit, cool.
I'm just saying.
Because like I said, I take that 40 up off. No problem.
Me and my mom, we tracked our lineage down to the plantation.
Yeah, see?
We went down there, and it was this little white family. They had just bought the colonial home, and we was just like, oh shit, this is where we come from. Could we walk around, bro? About 40 yards behind the tree line was the cemetery for all the slaves. Just little rocks, stones, no names, but you can tell it was plotted out.
Yeah.
So I mean, and our last name is Pickett. That's the family last name. It's not my last name. And you can tell, like I said, but the last name was either the last name of the slave owner or what y'all produced. The plantation we was on made picket fences, hence the last name Pickett. So I mean, you could do it. That was out.
Go back a couple, because all you gotta do is really go back to your great grandmother.
Dead ass. I mean,
because your grandmother was old. She was back there in the day in the 50s and 60s.
Oh no,
go back one more generation.
My great grandmother, she was born here in Chicago. My great grandmother.
Okay.
So she was born here in 1915. So,
1915?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of black people came. Yeah, my great grandmother. Now my people on my father's side, they came up through Louisiana, and then my mother's father, he came from Mississippi. But my great grandmother, she from Chicago.
That's my granddaddy right there, Mississippi too. Grenadaville and Coffeeville or some shit like that. From down there. So I know that they was whooping their ass. They was some slaves.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man Spaces from the KNoWKi podcast. We had to cut this one short because it was getting kind of long, but before we go, I want to remind you about the 1448 Bakery. That's 1448baconco.com. Go to the website, place your order, get 15% off of your box of assorted cookies, and hey, let us know in the comments what y'all think about them. Stay tuned for part 2.